Hey YouTube, A.Maze here, back again with another video. Welcome to my channel. All right, look, I have a book I want to share, guys, because after all, we're here to learn. We're here to get tools, you know. Law of attraction works in our favor as long as we don't go against it, you know. Resistance of any sort, heavy emotions, doubt. The concept of law of attraction is easy for us awakened beings to understand, but we need tools to live by it. We need tools to use it. So I have some for you today. This book I want to present to you, the author's name is Shakti Gawain, the late Shakti Gawain. When I was reading this book, I wanted to look her up. And I was very dismayed to find out that she passed away in 2018. Made me feel sad. I never met her, but I was reading this book and I was thinking to myself, it would be interesting if she saw one of my videos, she saw me presenting her book to you guys. Then when I went on Google and then they said 2018, my heart dropped. I couldn't believe it. But, rest in peace, Miss Gawain. And I know that you transitioned somewhere and you've earned what you needed to earn because, I read this. Well, I'm still reading it, and that's why I want to share it. She's done her part while she was here, because we are some of the people that's benefiting, okay? She also wrote a book called Creative Visualization, which I haven't read yet, but I'll get to it, okay? So without further ado, here's a picture of her. This book was written in 1986. She was born in 1948 in New Jersey, to parents who were atheists, but very, very professional, and they were very intellectual. And, she formed her own spiritual beliefs based on her experience. She had a spiritual awakening, like us, okay? So without further ado, this book is called Walking in the Light, a Guide to Personal and Planetary Transformation. Okay, guys, I want you to check this book out. It's edifying. Right now, I'm going to go over some excerpts from chapter 6. Chapter 6 is called Spirit and Form. Okay, I'm going to go over some excerpts from there because this is helpful to us. This is helpful. The whole book is, of course, but in relation to what we've been discussing lately, this is what I want you guys to know. All right. After we are born into the body, we forget who we really are and why we came here. We take on this survival. It's in quotation marks. Survival. We take on the survival consciousness of the physical world, and we get lost in the world of form. We forget our spirits, believing we are just personalities. We lose touch with our true power. We feel lost and helpless. Life becomes a tremendous struggle to find meaning and satisfaction. We may spend many lifetimes caught up in this cycle. Certainly, most of us have spent many years in this lifetime looking outside of ourselves, trying to find fulfillment in the world of form. Eventually, we realize that it's not working. No matter what we do in the world, we don't find happiness. We become unwilling to spend one more lifetime, one more year, or even one more moment in futile struggle, in frustration and hopelessness. We give up. But the darkest hour is truly just before the dawn, when we finally give up the struggle to find fulfillment out there, and we have nowhere to go but within. It is at this moment of total surrender that the light begins to dawn. We expect to hit bottom, but instead we fall through a trap door into a bright new world. We've discovered the world of our spirit, okay? If you're going through something right now that scares you, if you know in your heart there's a decision you need to make, it's like one of the hardest you could make, these are the tools you need. Don't be afraid, because once you overcome that fear of what you need to decide on, it's going to lift you. okay, you're going to feel empowered. All right. I got more. This is like being reborn. We are infants in this new world and have no idea how to live since none of our old ways work here. We feel uncertain and out of control because our ego is not in control anymore. Yet, hope is reborn with us, and power and vision start to come through. From this point, we become gradually more enlightened. She has that in quotation marks as well, the word enlightened. The understanding is okay. It says, this understanding can explain a lot of things that many of us are experiencing in our lives. Why is it that we have wonderful moments of consciousness and clarity, and then we find we have completely lost our perspective and become immersed in fear and pain again? How is it that we can feel so loving, wise, and accepting one day, and the next day feel so angry, foolish, and judgmental? Why did we feel like we really gotten it at a workshop and then seem to lose it the next day? How is it that we can feel so peaceful and unattached when we are meditating, yet often our relationships seem like a worse mess than ever? And how come we have such a trust in the abundance in the universe, but we're still having financial problems? The answer is simple. We are dealing with the discrepancy between spirit and form. This is a very difficult thing to confront, and we are facing a real challenge. Many people reach this point and have a hard time going any further. On the traditional spiritual path, we remain more or less withdrawn from the world. And this way we can be true to our spirit and avoid dealing with the attachments and patterns of our form. Unfortunately, the form never has an opportunity to develop, and we eventually just leave the body in order to move into other realms. The physical world remains untransformed. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna just keep reading. Okay. In order to create the new world, we are being challenged to move back into the world of form with full spiritual awareness. We need to recognize the discrepancy between our spirit and our form, and then allow the spirit to transform the physical body, the mind, and the personality into a powerful and beautiful channel through which it can fully express itself. Now, the next part is about integrating spirit and form. Now, listen up, guys. Just try your best to listen to all of this. This is all going to come together for you. It's going to make sense. And then you'll stop beating yourselves up about negative emotions. Oh, I have so much to read to you. Okay, let's get to the meat of it. Yeah, let's see. Let's just go here. Here we go, guys. Story time. Integrating spirit and form. The first step in the process of consciously transforming your form, which is your physical self, your body, your ego, personality, your name, everything. Everything, all your physicalities in this realm, okay? The first step in the process of consciously transforming your form to match your spirit is to be able to recognize and feel both the consciousness of your spirit and the consciousness of your form, which is your personality, mind, and ego. It is a bit like living with two people inside of you. You may be accustomed to feeling only one of them most of the time, with the occasional flashes of the other. Or you may flip back and forth frequently between the two perspectives. It is as if one takes control of the body for a while and you see things from that viewpoint. Then the other one takes over and suddenly everything looks quite different. Let's see. For example, The second step to love and accept both aspects of yourself. They are both beautiful and vital parts of you. Okay? Let me read that again. The second step is to love and accept both aspects of yourself. Okay, guys? Embrace them both. Don't be ashamed of the ego self that doesn't seem to be able to get this right, because it's supposed to be that way. It's a part of who you are. Okay? These are my words now, guys. The whole point is to figure out how to make the best of your world, the best of you. Okay, the things about yourself that you don't like are actually tools. Okay, eagles soar high in bad weather. They use the bad conditions to soar high. So be that eagle. Okay, take the bad conditions, use them to soar high. All right, that's being an alchemist. Whatever you think is wrong, figure out a way to energetically make it work for you. Okay, now back to the book. It says, without your spirit, you wouldn't be alive. You'd only be a dead body. Without your form, you wouldn't be able to be in this world. You'd be existing in some other realm of consciousness. It may be frustrating at times to see that your form can't do all that your spirit wants to yet, but it's important to appreciate it as it is now and allow the integration to take place at its own pace. It says, for example, suppose you are with a friend and there's something you want to say, but you're afraid to do so for fear your friend will get hurt or angry and reject you. If you find you do have the courage, go ahead and say what you feel. Then observe what happens and how you feel as a result. Chances are good that you will feel energized and empowered by the experience. If, on the other hand, you are too afraid to speak the truth, don't try to push yourself past your fear. Again, simply observe yourself being with the friend and not being totally yourself. Notice that you feel a deadness and a loss of energy. You may also feel resentful toward your friend. Try not to judge yourself for your lack of action. Remember, this is a learning process. The spirit always tends toward expansiveness, depth, greater energy, and aliveness. The form always tends toward what it perceives to be safety, security, and the status quo, which is usually a deadening experience. If you are able to observe yourself without rationalization or judgment, you will begin to notice that when you trust yourself and follow your energy fully, you feel better. Conversely, when you follow your old patterns of fear and holding back, you feel worse. After a while, your form gets the message clearly and begins to spontaneously follow the energy instead of the old pattern because it knows it will feel better. Eventually, you have a form that automatically goes for the light in every situation without having to think about it and control it. Exactly. That's the same thing we talk about here often. We talk about taking baby steps. So you have to take steps in the right direction. Start with your thought process first. Okay? Don't force yourself into any action. But what you can do is begin in the mind. Visualization, self-talk, scripting. Keep doing it over and over again. It's going to start to spill over until it becomes you. Let's move on. In this process of learning to trust yourself, many old feelings and deep emotional patterns will come to the surface to be healed and released. This is a very important part of it and must be allowed to happen. Old memories and experiences may be triggered. Feelings of sadness, fear, pain, guilt, and rage may come up. Allow yourself to feel all of it. Allow it to wash through you. It will be released. It is being cleaned out of your form. As the light of spirit penetrates every cell of your body, it dispels the darkness. Okay, guys? Let that stuff out. If you need to cry, cry. If you mad, go outside and, dig a hole. Do something, punch a bag. Don't hold those emotions in. Write them down. That's why they make journals. Keep a journal. I suggest if you're going to write down things that upset you, after you're finished and you got the emotions out, tear the paper up and get rid of it. If you want to really get spiritual, burn it up or something, just destroy it, okay? Because I believe in scripting. Things you put down on paper tend to really become so. I don't want you to script something that you're mad at. So dispose of it. And give it the energy of disposal. Say to yourself, this, I got to get this out. Let me get this out. I'm so mad. And then when you're finished, I release you angry, heavy energy. I welcome lighter feelings so that I can produce greatness. Okay, do it that way. But get it out. Crying is good, whatever it takes. But the last thing you ever want to do is beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up over negative. Some people do that. You know, you're not going to be cheerful all the time. Okay, you're not. However, you can still have a thought process that leads you to where you want to be. You know, start with giving yourself compliments, because we got to start somewhere. You know, if you're at a place in your life and you feel like you can't manifest anything, you can, but maybe you're going about it wrong. Your mindset has to be in a place of love, okay? A place of just openness to receive. So here's my suggestion. Give yourself compliments on a daily basis. Look in the mirror and say, you are magnificent. You are attractive and intelligent. And say it until you believe it. Okay, now if you don't believe those things about yourself, here's what you say. You are on your way to making it. You are on your way to greatness. You are in the process of being great. Okay, you need to say those things. Use words like great, magnificent, wonderful, kind, loving. Say nice things to yourself. Remind yourself that you're great. Don't let your negative emotions trick you out of self-love, because it will. You know, if we let our emotions guide us wrong, we'll end up in the wrong place. You allow your emotions, be it negative or positive, to let you know how close you are to being with your inner self. The better you feel, the closer you are to your inner self, your inner being, God. Needless to say, the worse you feel, the more further away you are. Either way, let them be an indicator to you, not a leash. Don't let them, your emotions, drag you around, even the good ones, okay? Just use them. Don't let them use you. That's about it, guys. Live in the light, okay? And you'll always be able to see. Until next time, bye for now.